Wonderful turnout. We're only halfway through our day and people are still pouring in through the door. Now, my straw poll indicates a landslide victory for the people of Bournemouth at auction. But right now, let's just have a quick recap on what our experts have found so far.
Will the bidders of Bournemouth go for Alan and Maureen's Derbyshire painting, with James's valuation of £400 to £600? Let's hope Kate's paperweights can take the weight off her mind when they go under the hammer with a valuation of £30 to £40. Will there be interest in the Mason Ironstone china plate, valued at £120 to £160, or will it just be a big turkey? And Nigel's confident that the drunken bricklayer vase will stagger off with a valuation of £80 to £120. We're off to auction at Riddetts Auctioneers in Bournemouth, and auctioneer Keith isn't overly enamoured with a couple of our valuations.
Good Victorian watercolour. Belongs to Alan and Maureen, but hopefully for not much longer. Our expert, James, has put £400 to £600 on this James Gresley watercolour. Now, will it do it?
I don't think so.
Ooh, Mr. Meany, I don't think so.
I don't think so. It's very typical of sort of late Victorian watercolours, but the market is very unpredictable at the moment, and I'm finding that they are difficult to get away.
Is it because there's no figures? There's nothing really going on up here? It doesn't sort of carry your eye into the picture?
Figures would have helped, but and a few years ago people wanted watercolours and pictures without figures in it.
Yeah.
But nowadays it is a must-have.
But Gresley's a named artist and people collect his work. There is a market for his work.
But it's just a difficult, unpredictable market at the moment. All pictures are. People are very selective about what they're actually buying.
Oh,
and I don't think there's enough in this one to really...
We're a long way from, obviously, the Dales where this is painted. We're down here in Bournemouth, but I think this will find a home.
I would be happier if they sort of put the estimate at about half of what they've...
2 to 3?
Yeah.
I think he's worth more than 2 to 3.
I think he's worth more than 2 to 3, but not on today's market.
Oh dear. These 13 paperweights belong to Kate. Now, I think they're quite new, I'm not sure. Nigel's put a valuation of £30 to £40 on them. And all I can say is, if you actually look at them and squint, you might think you're snorkeling in the Indian Ocean. They're very pretty.
Now, they are all new. It's a shame that there is one that is a Victorian one, or a 19th century one, a French one, but unfortunately it's damaged and the rest are fairly modern. But they're nice, decorative and pretty pieces.
You're right, that is French, I can recognise that. And of course, we know where this one's made. Made in China. Have we got the £30 to £40 here?
Just about.
Just about. You're not confident,
20 to 30, I would say.
20 to 30, OK. So we're at the lower end of the estimate.
Yeah.
Not the sort of thing you would want to buy, is it, really?
Not really.
No, I don't think I would either. But there are people out there, there's no accounting for taste, and someone will want them. I think a schoolgirl's going to fall in love with that sort of thing and buy them. And Kate actually wants to put the money towards a pair of shoes. So we need more than 20 quid, don't we?
We do, really, but I don't think she's going to do it.
Flip-flops, Kate.
The auction room is hotting up, the bidders are ready to vote with their money, and Anne's plate is first to go under the hammer.
And we're just a couple of lots away. She's feeling nervous. We've got the Mason's Ironstone plate going under the hammer. 120 to 160, James's estimate.
That's right.
Has he been a little bit mean? It's an early one. It's got a little bit of wear, but it could just, well, do 200 plus, surely?
Should do.
250?
That'd be lovely.
Good
That
conservative
really
estimate.
would.
It was a good girl. You'd be happy with £250, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Well, here it is. Our lot's coming up now. Good luck.
Thank you.
We're going to let the battle commence and let the bidders fight it out.
Blue and gilt. Super quality plate you've got down there, lot 40A, £100 start me as an opening bid on this. £100, 110, 120, 130, 140, 150, 160, 170, 100, 170, 180, 190, 200, 210, 220, 230, 240, 250, £240 on the dish. 250 now, £240. All done?
Not bad. Not bad.
Oh, 20
That was
quid.
good, wasn't it? That was good.
That's lovely. That really is. That's
What's that going to go
gorgeous.
towards?
I'm going to America in May,
What part?
San Francisco, to see my son.
When's the last time you saw him?
About 3 years ago.
Oh, that'll be great to catch up.
Good. Yes,
Well done,
it's
and I hope
lovely.
you enjoy
Thank
it.
you very much. Thank you.
Well, that's great news for Anne. Now, will the paperweights enable Kate to walk away with a new pair of shoes?
Unfortunately, Kate can't be with us today, but we do love our young collectors. But then Kate really wasn't a collector because she wanted to get rid. She was here to flog, but she can't make it. We're looking at £30 to £40 for the paperweights.
I think that's probably about right,
I
didn't
think
you?
that's about right.
I didn't think there was a good one in there, but...
There's one French one. I had a
Right.
chat with Keith, the auctioneer, and he seems to think they might just struggle around the £30 mark.
That's good, that's good. She's going to spend it on shoes, so...
I know.
That's probably buy one shoe, wouldn't it?
Flip-flops, we said. Well, look, good luck, Kate. We're going to find out right now.
143, collection of 13 glass paperweights, including a 19th century one. We've got some nice decorative paperweights down there, nice coloured glass ones. Interesting collection down there. We've got 143. Right, £10 start me on the paperweights, 12, 14, 16, 18, £20, 22, 22, 25, £22 standing gentlemen, 25, 25, all over the place now, 27, 30 at the back, £30, 32, 35, 37,
We're doing it.
40, 37 in brown, £40 now, £40, 42,
I can see some
£40,
high heels.
Fresh place, 42, £40, it's down the room, 42 at £40.
40.
That
That's
was
all right.
good.
Top
That was
estimate.
good. Top
That's
estimate. Just goes to show there's no accounting for taste, and somebody in the room really did like them.
Alan and Maureen are up next with their James Stephen Grizzly painting.
Well, you can remember Alan and Maureen from the valuation day. You can remember the Grizzly watercolour. And you can remember what James said. And the auctioneer earlier said he doesn't seem to think it's going to do 4 to 6 here. It's going to struggle.
Okay.
Right.
I trust James's opinion. He's from the village that Grizzly was born. He knows the Dales, he knows the area, and that will sell so well up there. What's he going to do in Bournemouth down here on the south coast? Well, this is going to be quite interesting because it might be worth buying here for 400 quid and running up to Derby and doubling your money on it. Keith is not confident it's going to sell.
Okay.
I think it will. And we're going to find out what geographical difference means to antiques right here, right now. Here we go. It's going under the hammer.
Cresley, 1898, signed and dated watercolour, river scene. £300 start me as an opening bid. £300, £300, 310, 320, 330, 340, 350, 360, £350 on the watercolour, 360, £350 on the watercolour, 360 now. Come on, still cheap, 360 at £350.
Not selling it. No. Didn't sell it.
Here we go up to Derby, isn't it?
That's what you do. You put it in the car, you take it to Derby, and we hopefully get £700 for it.
Yeah.
So the painting lives to sell another day. Next up, it's the Whitefriars vase. Let's hope that gets the bidders going.
There's no denying, since Floggett's been on air, we've put Troika back on the map, and I think we're going to do this with Whitefriars glass. And this is a piece designed by Geoffrey Baxter, mid-60s, and Val, I think we're going to get you top money for this. And Whitefriars is going to become so collectible, don't you think so, Nigel?
Yeah, it is. It's already getting there, yeah. It's very popular. We sell a lot of it.
And it's not peaked, so it's a good investment. We're looking at the classic 80 to 120, and I think we could top this. I'm hoping we can get the 150 mark.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah, it should do. Yeah, it should
Classic
do.
bit of
Yeah,
design,
it
the
should
drunken
do.
bricklayer.
Yes.
It's a great thing,
Yes.
isn't it?
Yeah, this is it. Good luck.
Thank you.
Lot 22, there's a Whitefriars blue tinted glass bricklayer vase. Nice vase over there. I've got 2 bids on the book, so I'll start the bidding on the book from £100, 110, 120, 130, 140, 150, 160, 170, £160 is on the book, 170, 180, 190, 200, 190 it's in the room now, £200. At £190, £200, 210, £200 fresh place on my right, 210 now. At £200 it's on my right.
200.
They definitely wanted that.
That's a good price.
Brilliant.
We'll settle for that, won't we?
Wonderful.
I think it's excellent.
It's so collectible.
Makes my estimate look a bit weak, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. Nigel, what went wrong there?
81. That's a good pump, that 81.25.
That was wonderful.
Brilliant.
Yeah, good
What
price.
will you put that money towards?
2 sons and 2 granddaughters. Won't go far.
Now on Flogget, we see hundreds of different styles and types of ceramics, and I've discovered one particular to this area.
Pottery making can be traced back in East Dorset to 1260, and it reached its peak in the 18th and early 19th century, when over 300 people were supported by the potteries. It employed people such as clay diggers, wood and turf cutters, and general carriers and traders in the industry. Verwood pottery is everyday simple earthenware, and it can be found in many Dorset farmhouses, and it's used in kitchens, dairies and any other domestic use. It's made in the traditional ways and used for everyday life. It was an important and prolific industry for the area, and I'm here in Verwood to meet Penny Copland-Griffiths, who's an expert on these pots, at the most complete of the 42 kiln sites still remaining in the Verwood area. Wow, Penny, this is exciting. What would this mound look like before the grass grew over it?
Ah, well, when the potter was firing the pots, he would have done so from a chamber in the centre there, made of brick. He would have put them in from the top, fired them, and then when he came to empty them, if any pots were fractured or broken, he'd just throw them over the edge.
Literally just chuck them out?
Chuck them over. So what you would see is a mound with hundreds of pieces of pottery on.
And it's just getting higher and higher like an anthill.
And spreading out.
And these are just fragments of it.
Yep.
Loads of them, they're everywhere. It's like shrapnel. And they would just chuck them out.
And these would have been made in the 1800s.
Yeah, early 19th century.
Yeah, we know that the potter was a family called Henning, and they were working here from about 1760 to about 1820.
And what happened to them then?
I think they died out and probably moved away.
No one took on the tradition?
No one took on, not on this side anyway.
I'll
That's
tell
the
you what,
life of it.
If we had a pickaxe and a shovel, I'd certainly like to excavate.